What's up, YouTube? Mini Minchino here, and welcome to another Minnycast. This is the weekly podcast series on my channel where I share with you my week and general updates, as well as just sort of talk about something. So yeah, I suppose I'll just jump into it because what I have to talk about, I tried recording previously and it took me like 20 minutes. So maybe I'll try to do the abridged version and hope that I can still get my point across. But yeah, first of all, some updates about the computer situation. Technically there's been no change, it's kind of unfortunate, and yeah, I'm looking into other solutions, but it seems that I have to wait until July before I can get any help with it, which is kind of a bummer, but I mean, I'm not forcing anybody to help, so it's kind of like I either wait or I don't, but I can't get it if I don't anyway. I'm trying to look into better solutions, like a different option that doesn't involve a Mac. So, you know, working on it, but so far it's kind of discouraging if I'm honest. But yeah, other than that, and the videos being slow because of the computer issues, you know, not really too much has happened. Week's been, you know, pretty uneventful for the most part, besides my sleep being out of whack again, because, you know, that's great. Fell off the meditation train, need to get back on that, so, you know. It's funny, I started meditating pretty much the day I did the first Minnycast, and I have, accidentally stopped. Gotta get back on that. But yeah, this week, our topic is was suggested by Candido, aka DJ Magic, so thank you Vivi very much for suggesting the topic of pets. Now, I want to get a little bit more specific about it and tell you about the specific pet that I had by the name of Sasha. She was German Shepherd, and I had her when we had her since I was like maybe, I want to say 12-ish? And I know we gave her away when I was like 14, something like that. 13, 14. So it was a long time ago, so I don't remember the exact time. I know we had her for 3 years at least. We had her before, yeah, it was before high school kind of thing. But that's beside the point. I'd like to talk to you guys about, I guess, losing a pet and I don't know, viewing them as a family member kind of thing. Because at first when we got Sasha, she had no name. She was rambunctious and kind of annoying at first, and at least I thought so at the time. I later came to realize that she just wanted to play, and, you know, she was just a really social dog. But we had her for the longest time, and whenever I came home from school, I'd be gone for the whole week. She'd be extremely excited to see us, to the point where, you know, she'd be jumping on us. I mean, she would jump on everybody that came to the door, to be fair, but, you know, she'd be going all crazy to see us kind of thing, and she'd be really happy. You know, I would take her for walks and stuff on weekends and play with her, and I was responsible for feeding her on weekends and stuff like that. Mom's like, okay, well, you're home, you can do this now, and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I didn't mind, particularly, to be fair, and because of that, I was able to really bond with her, and I came to see her as a sister, just mostly playing and just kind of chilling with her. She would often find vantage points where she could keep an eye on both me and my brother at the same time, no matter where we were in the house, and she was surprisingly good at that. Like, oftentimes my brother would be in the basement, I'd be watching TV up in the living room, in like the front room of the house, and you know, she would sit by the stairs so she could look downstairs and at me at the same time, so she could keep an eye on me and my brother. While she did that, though, she'd kind of be directly in front of the stairs to go upstairs, which was kind of a bummer when you were trying to, you know, climb them. But, you know, and even upstairs itself, even when my brother and I were in our bedrooms, like, our hallway is like an L. Like, you'd go up the stairs, my room would be on the right, you'd go straight ahead, there'd be my mom's room, you'd turn right, and you'd find my brother's room just kind of right there. So she stayed at that corner between like where my mom's room was, so she could see where my brother was and where I was. So she always kept an eye on us. She was like our guardian, and it was kind of sweet, honestly. But yeah, we had her for about, I want to say about 3 years, something like that. And, you know, at first I wasn't a fan. My dad named her. My dad, like, instantly, like, fell in love. He's just like, oh my god, she's, like, the best thing ever. And at first I wasn't convinced, but, you know, eventually, like I said, eventually we grew to be, like, sisters, and we were, you know, at first I was like, you're not part of the family, and now I'm like, I can't imagine this family without you. And, we had to give her away, unfortunately. A couple years in, my mom's allergies just really started to become unmanageable for her, and, you know, at the time, I knew that, I understood that, but I didn't really care at the time, like I should have, obviously, but, you know, insensitive preteen, right? But even to this day, even when I think back about it, despite knowing and understanding and accepting what the facts were, you know, I gotta admit I'm still sad about it. Obviously it doesn't like consume my everyday kind of thing, but it's just kind of like, man, it would have been great if we could have kept her as part of the family, you know. But I remember the day we had to give her away. My brother and I were specifically told, don't cry, you can't crack, and the pressure was on because, like, you ignore mom, you're not having a good day. You know, like, we wouldn't get beaten or anything. She would just kind of, you know, she would just get really, really, really angry and upset, and, you know, nobody likes an upset parent. Well, let's be real. Like, you know, we got, I don't know. But either way, we were told very, very clearly to not crack under the all of a sudden pressure we were put under, despite being extremely sad and heartbroken about essentially my little sister being taken away. I was really, really upset, and yeah, it was not a great day, and I was pissed off when they told us that she was going to obedience school. A lot of the commands, like, we taught her over time, half of them were, like, in Portuguese. So since the lady that I suppose adopted her didn't speak Portuguese, she had to relearn a lot of the commands that she had been taught over the years, kind of thing. And I guess she was young enough that she could have, or that she still could have relearned it and stuff like that. And I don't know, but it still broke my heart to hear that, honestly, at the time. And because at the time I was like, she's such a good girl, why are you doing this to her? Why are you doing this to my family? I was upset. I was really, really upset. And, you know, when the time came to say goodbye to her, she was already on the leash. The leash was in the lady's hand. They were, like, literally standing on the doorstep. And my mom's like, alright, well, you two can say goodbye to her now. And I broke down. I just completely lost it. I couldn't handle what was happening. And, like, because, again, to me, she was my sister. You don't, you know, anybody you're close to, you don't give them away, as far as I'm concerned. And even to this day, I feel that holds true, you know? I feel sad when I hear about anybody that says they had to give their pet away because of whatever. I feel sad because, to me, that's part of their family that they had to part with. And that's just really sad to me. And it's because of this. And to be honest, as much as I can, you know, obviously get through my day and stuff without it, like, bugging me too much, it really did have a lasting effect on me. And, I don't know, it's just sometimes when you end up having to part with a pet like that, it really can feel like you're losing a family member. And, it sucks sometimes, but, you know, I did hear later on, we received an update after about maybe a good couple days or so. We got an update about her. They said she was doing well and adjusting, and, you know, she was making the best of it, which, I mean, good on her, right? And, I heard years down the line that you know, maybe a couple years ago. She's probably not around anymore, sadly, but I heard a couple years ago that she was doing really well, and you know, still doing her thing, which, you know, she's old at this point, you know. Um, but I'm glad to know that she did end up living a long life, and even if she is gone now, which I hope not, but even if she is, she's lived a long life. From what I understand, she did end up in a good home, so I'm very, very relieved and glad to know that, and I'm very happy to have received that closure. Because it really did suck otherwise. And if I remember, I will post a picture of her as well, and I'll probably just kind of have it throughout this story. I don't know. If I remember. If not, you guys can yell at me. But, I don't know, I kind of feel like that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, just kind of tell you that little story, and I'm glad that only took roughly 10 minutes. This is going a bit over, but that's okay. But yeah, if you guys have any pet stories, whether they're happy or sad, feel free to share them. This is meant to be conversation, so if you have something you'd like to talk about, absolutely go for it. Whether it be here, or in the Discord, or wherever you want, really. But yeah, y'all, I know this story was a little bit sad, but, you know, ultimately, things change over time, and you just kind of gotta roll with it sometimes, and a lot of times it's easier said than done. But sometimes things work out for the best, and I realize this doesn't apply to every situation, but it definitely applies here. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say that's encouraging. I seem to have gotten into this theme of doing, like, advice giving, and that wasn't even my intention, because I don't even really think I'm that good at it, but I mean, if you're gonna take anything away from that, I guess it's that. I don't know. But you know what, you guys? I'm gonna quit bumming you out further, and I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to check out any other series I have on this channel. I've got Pokemon Tournament Deluxe, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, and of course Unknown Empire, which is a Minecraft survival SMP series. So, you know, feel free to check all those out. Feel free to check other mini-casts. I also have Twitter, Instagram, and of course that Discord server. All those 3 links will be in the description down below, so definitely check those out, guys. And until next time, Minny out.